What up, YouTube? So, as you can see, I am definitely not in my truck. This will be really quick and short. So, I told my brother coming out here, I said it doesn't matter what we go through throughout this entire journey, and then I'm going to be his mentor and all of that fun stuff. I said, there's going to be days that are going to suck ass. And your first week, you're gonna, I don't know if he's gonna cry. I've never seen this kid cry, but I said, I cried. Like, there was stuff that happened that, like, didn't happen with either one of my mentors. All of the stuff that I had to learn on my own. And that, to me, I look back on it now and I'm like, it's part of the journey. Like, we always continue to learn stuff. So, we've been in the hotel since yesterday because of the storm eating away most of my hours. On Thursday, we got to the Phoenix terminal, and I even bypassed my fuel stop and made it with just enough fuel and literally 1 minute on my clock. I pulled into the terminal and had 1 minute on my clock. So I still got my time. And then I just went and put personal conveyance and moved truck and did my, I didn't do a post trip actually because I was getting out of the truck. Supposedly. I ran. I didn't even drop my trailer at first. I ran. I just parked. The guys were yelling at me, hey, move your shit. And I'm just like, hold on. And I ran, and they close at 4 now instead of 5. And I was like, well, it's cool. You know, maybe somebody will come in tomorrow. So I drop my trailer where it needs to go. Excuse me. And what do we do? Oh, I went to the bobtail parking, and I really had to pee because we just did not take any breaks. And I get up to the T-call window, and I tell the lady, look, this is why I'm here. Is there going to be anybody tomorrow? And she gets on the phone and she's talking to somebody for a really long time, asking me questions, relaying the information. Long story short, she told me that somebody would be at truck assignment on Saturday morning, which was yesterday, and that they would be there from 8 to 12 to make sure that I got there really early. And I said, okay, cool. So I'm used to waking up at 4:30. I got up. The cafe opened, we grabbed some breakfast, we talked to these really cool, amazing guys that are with Swift. The older gentleman, his name was Keith, and his student was there with him, and I didn't catch his name, but it was literally like talking to my dad. Even my brother was like, that was Dad. And we had the same stories, we talked to him for a while, and I said, well, I gotta go check out this truck thing. So I go to the T-call window, and I asked the lady, I said, before I walk over there, I said, is anyone coming for truck assignment? And she was like, oh no, they don't work on the weekends. I said, no, I read the sign. I said, but the lady that was here yesterday, and I got her name, always, 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 anytime you talk to somebody at Swift, get their names, because somebody's always going to ask you for it. And she was like, do you know who you spoke to? Actually, I did. So she even reached out to that person, and that person's off. So that person was not answering the phone. But she got a hold of everybody in truck assignment, and they said, nope, we were going to have to wait until Monday. And I was like, well, fuck. I need fuel, because if we have to stay in the truck, we're definitely not going to have fuel for like maybe 20 more minutes. So I call Houston. They go ahead and open me up for fuel there, which was no big deal. But longer story short, fast forward, they are paying me as if I was sitting per day, and they're paying for the hotel. They Ubered us here. We didn't do the whole shuttle thing because we had to, my truck is idling this whole time because of me and my surgery. I have to drink these very expensive shakes, And I am lactose intolerant, but I'm only allergic to there's a hormone in it called A2. I'm allergic to that. So this has dairy in it and it's just filtered. And that's besides the point. I have cases and cases of these shakes under my bunk, in the storage under my bunk. And I also have boxes and boxes of protein bars. And Junior was like, why are we going to leave the truck on? I said, because unless somebody's going to pay me $500 for all this shit, it's all going to go bad. So my truck is idling, sitting at the terminal, and we just had to kick it here for the weekend. So it's an early reset, which is fine. It doesn't matter. We were going to have to reset anyways. But the plan was for us to get to Houston, back to Houston on Monday and reset, because I have to do blood work. I'm only, 6 weeks out of surgery. So ever so many months, I have to do blood work to make sure that I'm not, completely malnourished, and all of that fun stuff. So I had to reschedule that appointment. It's been a bit annoying, but the most annoying part of the whole thing was our shit is heavy. Our shit is heavy. I had a backpack on my back. I had a backpack on my front. And I had I don't like the word purse, but my purse, it's a crossbody satchel thing. And then I had my other stuff, like there's shots that I have to take, tons of vitamins that I have to take. Like, I have a lot of stuff. Not to mention, I have high maintenance hair care because your hair falls out during these types of surgeries. And my face, most people that have the surgeries that I've had, they wind up looking really fucking old. Their face starts falling down and melting. So I have crazy expensive, I have all my stuff in the restroom right now, and Junior's like, God damn, now I know why this fucking backpack is so heavy. He doesn't like leaving any of his stuff behind. And he was displaced during the Lake Charles hurricanes recently in October and November. And he carries everything that he has everywhere all the time because a lot of people were looting and all of that stuff, and they stole all of his stuff. So everything he has fits into his 2 bags. So I said, you can just leave that stuff on the truck. We just need a couple of pairs of clothes. We're going to be in the hotel. And if you've never been to the Phoenix terminal, it's a nice hotel. I mean, nice for a Holiday Inn. I'm more of a bougie bitch, but I mean, it's a nice hotel, but the location, like yesterday, we had to walk through the homeless people, we had to walk through the drug dealers and the gangbangers and bitches shooting up behind the convenience store, and it's just not a really good part of town. And it's very close to where a lot of police shootings and just gang shootouts happen. And it's not a place you want to be walking around at night. So we walked around for a little bit yesterday during the day, and it was like my brother, he's covered in tattoos, literally from his scalp, on his neck, all the way down to his feet. And he looks a little aggressive, so the people, the little, whatever you want to call them, I don't know if they're in gangs, but the little drug dealers, they're all kids to me. They're hanging out outside the McDonald's, and they're all mean mugging and stuff like that, and my brother just looked at him, and then they kind of just, look away. I was like, Junior, please don't look at anyone here. Honestly, I don't want to have to cut nobody today. I don't need you going to jail in Arizona for snapping people's necks. He can be very aggressive, but he's lived on the streets for the last 5 months. And our mother, for those of you who say I need to be easier on my mom, she knew that he was homeless and didn't tell any of us, and that's why I went to pick him up. So the hotel life, he's loving it. He's in there. That noise you're hearing, he's shaving with some fancy razor I've never seen before. But Swift always comes through. They always take care of me. And The guy that we were talking to yesterday had been with Swift for 20 years and has the same story. So to all you people out there that ask, why Swift? Why Swift? I was talking to a lady at breakfast this morning, and I was like, you look like you've already been driving. You're not a student. She was like, oh no, I'm not a student. She'd been driving for many, many years. And she changes from company to company, but the company she's with now, she went because they're offering her 65 cents, 60 or 65 cents a mile as a company driver, and that's damn good, but it's still not enough for me to leave. I was paid. Somebody asked about my description in my previous video. Yes, I was paid every single week. I got a check they cut the check on Friday. It was in my bank account on Monday. Every week that I was off from September 19th, my last payment was March the 1st. I was paid, what was it, $650 every single week while I was off. Not from Swift specifically, but my benefits through Swift. I filed the claims, I did the paperwork, it was super easy, and I literally pay $2.31 a week out of my check for the short-term and long-term disability. So take advantage of your benefits for sure. And I have all of the benefits, and I even have like the premium insurance package with just my kids though, because my husband gets insurance through the union and the union pays for it. But because I've always had a lot of medical problems, I always just like having the extra coverage. And even the prescription program is fucking phenomenal. But take advantage of your stuff. Like, people will be like, oh, show me your check. And what I bring home versus what I actually make, they're like, oh, see, they're taking out for this or taking out for that. But you know what? When I went home and found out I had a fucking tumor on a vital organ and was going to be out for a while, I was getting paid $650 a week to sit at home. And y'all, those of you who have watched long enough, I am a nurse by trade, so I just went back to working for the clinic, and they're still working virtually. So even now out here on the road, I still, fill out people's disability paperwork, fill prescriptions in my spare time. I just open my computer, log into our system. I'm still working for the clinic as well. Trucking doesn't have to be your sole source of income. You should always try to find side hustles and just always keep extra money coming in. But when it comes to your job that you go to every single day, take advantage of the benefits. I pay $139 a week, and I had to pay that while I was out. Otherwise, I wouldn't have been able to collect my money. I would get a blank check stub every week sent to me from Swift because I didn't have any miles. I wasn't going anywhere, and I was still an active driver. And as long as I paid my invoice every week, which was $139, I was good. And the Hartford is the company that they use for the disability stuff. They were amazing. They took care of everything. And and now I'm getting paid to chill and relax in a hotel. And big update. So y'all know that when I went to Corsicana and I got on the Mentors, after that I got on the Mentors truck, I bitch about the fucking Qualcomm system all the time. And a lot of other people started complaining about the Qualcomm system, and I made a whole video about how you can't be a part of the problem all the time and expect things to change. You need to be a part of the solution. And so a lot of people reached out to me and they were like, well, I really want to say something. This has happened to me. I can relate to this. I like that you brought this up. And they just didn't want to be that bitch that's always complaining. They don't want to be Karen. I don't give a fuck. I mean, I already got Karen's fucking haircut, so. And as an activist, if something's wrong, you can't say best in class when everybody's out there doing the best they can to crash. And it's that fucking Qualcomm system that's making them do it. That, and, you know, there's some stupidity there and lack of education and bad mentoring, but a lot of that has been worked out. But at the end of the day, if you have a bitch that your company told you, don't use Rand McNally, don't use TomTom, don't use this, Garmin, use what's on your truck. Okay, bitch. If I did that, I would be flipped off the side of a mountain, pulling into ditches, pulling into residential neighborhoods, doing U-turns. So this time I came out, I spent the $700, I got the Rand McNally, and now we have something called Zonar. And I will do a video because I'm going to be learning with y'all. I had to do the little Swift University videos yesterday. Seems pretty simple, seems self-explanatory. It's an Android device. It's a tablet, actually. And you can actually sync it to your phone. So even if you're, say like me, I'm going to go back to being regional. So if I'm home on my off time and they're sending me messages and they're like, hey, why aren't you answering your messages? Because I'm not sleeping in my truck, I'm in my bed. I can actually get those messages that are going to the Zonar, which is the new Qualcomm, and I can get them on my phone so that I never miss anybody trying to get a hold of me. And that is crucial because I've missed plenty of loads because it wasn't time for me to be back on my truck, but they're steadily sending messages to the Qualcomm that I don't have access to unless I'm in my truck. That happened a lot on the HEB dedicated thing that I was on. I would go home every night. I pay for a storage to park my tractor, and it's secure because my HOA is an HOA. I don't think anybody likes their homeowners association, but I live in a bougie ass place, and they don't if your car even looks ugly, they tell you to move it. Like, they'll tell you put it in your garage, get it towed, or go store it somewhere else. You can't bring down the property value of someone else's house because everything looks immaculate, and then you have that one eyesore. That's the kind of neighborhood that I live in. So during the HEB thing, I would go drop their trailer off at night, and I was about 25 minutes away from their big manufacturing place, and I would just drive my tractor to my storage in my subdivision and then get in my car and go home. Well, Lancaster would be sending me load after load after load, and I was losing a lot of loads because I was at home. So having this new Zonar tablet technology that actually has software updates every night and actually will reroute you through construction. You can actually edit your clock, your what's it called? What's the fucking word? Events. You can actually edit your driving events going back 14 days now, not just the regular 8. It does a lot of really cool stuff, so I'm excited to get my truck tomorrow. And I probably won't make the video tomorrow because I'm going to be fucking tired. We pick up the truck at 7 when they open. Then we have to move all my shit to the new truck. My brother's going to move the stuff, and then I am going to stay on the truck and put everything where it needs to go, and we can finally unpack the truck so that it's functional. Right now, I left everything in the totes. We haven't even gone to buy groceries. It's been a long week, but we're cool. We got it. And really, I have to drink most of my food. So it worked out. But now I'm ready to get cooking. I bought a brand new 5-in-1 Ninja Foodi. I want to use that bitch. So our hope is to get the truck switched over 2 hours. I want to allot 2 hours for that. And then I need to go to Walmart, pick up some groceries, and make sure we get all of our strip bars put up. And then by 12, I want to be getting my load and headed back to Texas. So it's going to be a lot. Tomorrow's going to be a very long day. And we all know going back east, we lose time. So that's going to suck. But yeah, that is what we are doing right now. But I'll be sure to do a video of the truck. Some of the people that ran into me yesterday, they were like, "What truck are you gonna get? And you got your new whip yet?" And I can only have either a Volvo or a Freightliner, and I don't particularly care for Volvos. So I'm hoping to get. I like the storage capabilities in the Volvo, but I really just have to stick with the Freightliner because I need all of the underbunk space that I can possibly handle. International does not have underbunk space. You can get your side box. You have your side box on each side, and it goes all the way across. There's nothing. There's no division between your right side side box or your left side box or where your center underbunk would be. It just goes all the way across, which is great for like brooms and shit, or your load locks. But I keep those on the back of the truck. But I have to have a Freightliner because all of these, I keep cases and cases of these, but I don't keep boxes on my truck. I think I've told you all that before. You can put a lot of stuff in your truck. You just have to be really fucking smart about the way you do it. So, like, when my husband was putting all the stuff in the truck, he was like, all these cases are not going to fit. It takes up all the space. I said, no. Take them out of the box and lay them down. We had way more room. Then I could fit my protein water and all this other stuff. So, that's really going to be the hardest part of switching trucks, because we're going to have to use our little bitty ice chest and just tote as many as we can back and forth. But we'll get it done, and I hopefully can get on the road at noon. Now, because I'm out here and they love me out here as much as I love them, they keep trying to send me to California. But there's just not a lot of miles out here. I can make more money in Texas right now, and I want to keep him close to where I can get him to a DPS office. He's already ready to take his first, the general knowledge test, and he's already doing really good on special requirements. The air brakes and the combination vehicle, he's had to take those before because he's driven in plants, little day cab stuff, and he started driving big dualies with gooseneck trailers and stuff. So the air brakes and combination vehicle, he's already taken those before. So when he was just going through and looking at the questions, we're not concerned with those. His biggest hurdles are going to be the general knowledge, which he's actually kicked ass at, and the special requirements. So I'm hoping to be able to drop him off in Corsicana. Actually, I'm going to let him borrow one of my cars. But anyways, get him to Corsicana by the end of the month. So, that's our update for today. Nothing hilarious. We're just chilling, and he's going to kill me when he gets out of there because I turned the air conditioner off. The homie is always hot, and he has the fucking air on 60 all the time, and I'm freezing. So when he went to go do his morning routine, even though it's 3:58, I told him, I said, dude, we have to go to sleep at 7 tonight. We need to be up at 3. So there's a shuttle, actually, that goes, it runs 24/7. Excuse him. He doesn't know I'm on here. It actually, the dude leaves every hour, and it's like a 20 to 25 minute drive, depending on Arizona's crazy traffic. So I called downstairs and I said, hey, what time does the shuttle leave before he takes the Swift students? Because we have way too many bags and shit that is just not going to fit on there with other people. So we're actually we made a reservation to leave at 4 in the morning, and we need to be downstairs at 3:45. So we're going to be going to bed soon. I have to be in bed by 7, especially to make sure that I can get up, do everything I have to do tomorrow, and then drive 10 hours or 11 hours. So we are going to do that. He is out. He is dancing. He is ready to go eat. What the fuck? I won't turn the camera around because, he doesn't have a shirt on. But, yeah. That's our life. So another reason that Swift is awesome and why I stay here is because they just take care of their people. Now, I know that there's people that have had bad experiences And I'm sorry that that happened to you, but I wholeheartedly believe that if you actually keep in communication and go to the right people, there have been people that have pissed me off plenty of times, and I go above their head. I've called corporate so many times, I have them on speed dial. They're in my favorites on my phone. So don't let people run you. You run you. Like, this is your business. Even though you're a company driver, this is your business. Don't let the clock and don't let people ever run you. Well, and definitely don't let them run you over. Like, stand your ground. And that's all I've ever done. People say that they treat me different because of my YouTube channel. That's bullshit, because I talk shit about Swift often. When there's bad, there's bad. The good, the bad, the ugly. That's what I tell y'all, and that's what I bring y'all. So this is just one of the perks. So anyways, just thought I would check in with y'all. And so probably Tuesday or Wednesday when we get back to Houston. Sorry about my arm. Ugh. I will do a tour of the truck, how I set it up, how I'm able to put all of the crazy amounts of stuff that I have on there. If I would have, God forbid, been one of the people that got stuck on the side of the road during the ice age that hit Houston, I would have actually survived with no problem. I keep everything from like hunting, camping wear, like warm stuff. I have, because of my medical background, I keep the ambulance emergency fire blankets that, they use to wrap people in. I keep everything on my truck. I am prepared for any and all emergencies. I always keep fully supplied with food. And as long as my truck would keep running, like if my truck would have run out of gas, yeah, I would have been fucked. But I also keep fuel tanks on the back of my truck. So that's it. Just be prepared. And there's some people, like the guy who was in my truck. I don't call that thing my truck. It got me here. Praise Jesus for that. But yeah, that's not my truck. But that truck, I mean, that guy literally just got in every day, treated it like shit. And I don't know what the fuck he ate or drank. Like, it was just trash. But, y'all are great. Sorry, I'm sleepy. It's kind of weird for me just to kind of just be able to chill and relax and get prepared for what is going to be a very busy day tomorrow. So y'all stay safe out there. And the next video I bring will be the revealing of my new truck. And they said that if I say that I want to be a mentor, they will give me a Kenworth, but I'm not going to do that. As much as I want the Kenworth, and it does have the amount of storage that I need, I don't want a mentor. My brother, I know he's a good driver, so that's good. We've been living together perfectly fine on the truck. The guys yesterday were actually trying to talk us into team driving. I like my peace and quiet. I write my books on my truck. And I just like my privacy. So he needs to go do his own thing. I will do my own thing. And yeah, taking on future students, this is just not something that's going to happen. So I'm going to kick it with my Freightliner. And that's what it'll be. But I'll show y'all what I do to it. And if you haven't seen the new 2021s, well, now you'll get to see one. So I will bring that to y'all probably by Wednesday. In the meantime, y'all stay safe. And yeah, keep it real. Peace out.